I love this car. It wasn't perfect, sure, but the sound of that little engine in the back, that was the sound of freedom.
I mean, it's super cute. I love the look. But no screen, no Bluetooth, and you roll the windows by hand? I don't know if I could live with that.
Today we're doing something super fun. We're going to see what happens when two very different generations, Boomers and Gen Z, look at one of the most iconic cars in history, the Volkswagen Beetle. Boomers grew up with this car. For many, it was their first ride, their freedom, their story, and Gen Z, well, they've seen it in cartoons, maybe memes, but most haven't ever sat in one. So what happens when old memories and fresh eyes meet? Stick around, because you're about to see something special. Part 1. What is the Volkswagen Beetle? Let's start with what the Volkswagen Beetle actually is. The Volkswagen Beetle is a small round car made by a German company called Volkswagen. Volkswagen means people's car in German. The idea was simple: build a car that regular people could afford. The first Beetles were made in the 1930s, and by the 1950s they were everywhere. By the 1960s, it had rolled into America and became a symbol of fun, freedom, and youth. It was cheap, cute, and very, very different from the big cars people used to drive. That shape, round and bubbly like a bug, is why everyone called it the Beetle. Now, let's hear what Boomers have to say. A lot of Boomers grew up in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. For them, the Beetle was more than just a car. It was part of their life. It was simple to fix, cheap to buy, and fun to drive. Many Boomers remember driving it to school or to work. They remember the sound it made: a soft, puttering engine in the back. That's right, the engine was not in the front like most cars. It was in the back. Some Boomers even went on road trips in it. It didn't go super fast, and it didn't have air conditioning, but it had heart. It felt like a little friend. And let's not forget the flower power days. In the 1960s and 70s, the Beetle became the car of peace, love, and freedom. People painted flowers on it, added peace signs, and made it part of the hippie movement. Boomers smile when they talk about it. It brings back high school, college, first jobs, and falling in love. Now let's jump to today. Gen Z is growing up in the world of electric cars, Teslas, and touchscreens. So when we show them the Beetle, their first reaction is usually, "It's so cute." They love the round shape. Some say it looks like a cartoon. Others say it's like something out of a toy box. And they're right, there's something playful about it. But then they get confused. Where's the touchscreen? Wait, the windows don't go down with the button? Nope. You have to turn a handle and no power steering. That means turning the wheel takes muscle. No GPS, no backup camera, and guess what? It starts with a key, not a push button. Some Gen Zers are surprised the engine is in the back, and the sound, it's not quiet like today's cars. It kind of chugs and hums, but after the shock wears off, something cool happens. They start to smile. They say it feels real, honest, simple. One Gen Z teen even said, "This car has more personality than half the cars today." Let's talk about what really makes the Beetle special. First of all, it's the most popular car ever made under a single design. Over 21 million Beetles were sold between 1938 and 2003. That's more than almost any other car in history. Second, it was built to last. Even today, you can find old Beetles driving around. They're like little tanks with charm. Third, it was super easy to fix. You didn't need fancy tools or computers. Anyone could open it up and figure it out. That's why so many people learned about cars with the Beetle. It also had something money can't buy: character. Each Beetle felt a little different. Some had flowers on the dashboard. Some had surfboards on top. Others had cool stickers or bright colors. It wasn't about being fast. It was about being fun. Being you. That's why you still see Beetles in movies, art, and music videos. They've become symbols of freedom and joy. Here are some cool facts both Boomers and Gen Z can agree on. The Beetle was in the movie Herbie the Love Bug. Herbie was a Beetle with a mind of its own. It could race and even fall in love. Beetles float. Yes, old Beetles could actually float for a short time if they ended up in water. Not safe, but interesting. There's a version called the Baja Bug, made for off-roading in the desert. And in Mexico, they kept making the old school Beetle until 2003. The last one was called the Ultima Edition, the final edition. That means for almost 70 years, the Beetle was being built and sold. That's amazing. So we did something special. We put a Boomer and a Gen Z kid in the same Beetle. At first, the Boomer showed the Gen Zer how to roll down the window, shift gears, and start the car. But once they were on the road, something changed. They both started smiling. No screens, no distractions, just a little car, a winding road. The Volkswagen Beetle isn't just a car, it's a time machine. It shows us that even in a world full of change, some things still make people happy in the same way. A round little car with an engine in the back, no frills, and a lot of love. So what do you think? Would you drive a Beetle? Let us know in the comments. And if you like this ride through time, give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more cool stories from the past and present. See you in the next one.